The last thing you'd want in your organic quinoa is someone's bodily fluids. But as it turns out, that might be what you get. For years, TikToker Kelly Tedford had been filming herself urinating on grocery store food, everything from walnuts to coconut strips. This wasn't a simple case of internet clout chasing. No, Kelly had turned grocery store contamination into a business model. She wasn't just a menace to public health, she was an entrepreneur. Imagine you're shopping for your favorite organic snacks. You reach for a bag of walnuts, but unbeknownst to you, those walnuts have already been seasoned, not with salt, but with urine. Those walnuts you were about to buy had been baptized in a most unholy way. This is not a hypothetical scenario, it happened.
The 23-year-old is now charged with felony criminal mischief, accused of using her own urine to contaminate products at the Monadnock Co-op grocery store and posting a video of the act online.
Authorities discovered that Kelly Tedford had been urinating on food in a grocery store in Keene, NH, recording it and posting the videos online. These weren't isolated incidents. Some videos dated back 4 years. The total damages were estimated over $1,500, leading to urgent product recalls. And here's where things get truly insane. She was selling these videos. That's right, people weren't just watching, they were paying for the privilege of witnessing a woman commit grocery store war crimes in 1080p. You'd think, after 4 years of grocery store guerrilla warfare, someone would have noticed. But no, Kelly's reign of urinary terror only ended when an anonymous tipster stumbled across her videos online. Authorities were alerted and the Monadnock Food Co-op had to issue recalls and destroy their stock. Some customers even believed that she was an employee, because let's be honest, if you see someone committing a crime with that much confidence, you just assume they work there. But no, this was freelance food terrorism. You might be thinking, okay, she peed on some walnuts, gross, but maybe an isolated incident. Surely she's not just out here marking her territory like a stray dog. Oh, but she was, and locals already knew her for it. Let me list some things that she has done before. She was banned from a gym for urinating on the floor, and she peed in a Five Guys bathroom. It is unclear if she missed the toilet or if this was another artistic performance. And worst of all, she urinated into a cup containing a live betta fish at Petco. Yes, she waterboarded a fish with her own bodily fluids. At this point, the people of Keene weren't even surprised. They already had a name for her. The Pee Girl. Now, imagine your entire identity being reduced to a bodily function. And here's where things get existentially horrifying. Kelly wasn't just terrorizing grocery stores, she was also a DoorDash driver, which means that if you lived in Keene, there is a non-zero chance that she delivered your food. How many people unknowingly consumed something that had been personally blessed by the Pee Girl of Keene? We'll never know, but the thought alone should be enough to make you reconsider ordering takeout ever again. At this point, you have to ask, why? What compels someone to turn a bladder into a biological weapon? Why would a grown adult spend 4 years urinating on grocery store food and filming it? At first glance, you might assume it's just for attention, classic clout chasing behavior. And sure, that's a part of it, but the story runs deeper. Let's break down the 3 real psychological factors that may have driven Kelly Tedford to become the grocery store menace of Keene. Social media rewards shock value. The more outrageous the act, the more engagement it gets. And when you're operating in the dark, disgusting corners of the internet, shock equals profit. Kelly didn't just do this for laughs, she monetized it. There were real people paying to watch her desecrate innocent bags of quinoa. If an audience exists, someone will try to exploit it. Ever heard of operant conditioning? It's the basic idea that when you're rewarded for an action, you keep doing it. Kelly did this once, maybe as a joke. She posted it online and people reacted. Then someone paid money for it, and suddenly a disgusting illegal act became a paycheck. Now, every time she committed another food-related war crime, she got a dopamine hit, reinforcing the cycle. And now, the real question: what if this was just phase 1? What if the grocery store pee incidents were just the beginning of something much, much worse? Hear me out. She was urinating on food for years, and she was delivering food as a DoorDash driver, and while doing this, she was allegedly making thousands selling this content. What if Kelly Tedford was experimenting, testing how far she could push the boundaries before people noticed? Was she preparing for a larger scale food contamination plot? Was she training for an elite underground biowarfare operation? Was this just a TikTok-era reboot of biological terrorism? We may never know. But what we do know is that one woman, one bladder, and one internet connection were enough to hold an entire grocery store hostage for years. And honestly, if you've made it this far into a video about a woman terrorizing grocery stores with her bladder, you might as well hit like and subscribe. Clearly, you have excellent taste in content. Alright, so what actually happened when the law finally caught up with her? For 4 years, she got away with it, but eventually, the law caught up with her. Kelly was arrested on February 21st, 2025 and charged with felony criminal mischief. Despite the severity of her crimes, she was released on her own recognizance, which, for those unfamiliar, means she basically just pinky promised to show up to court. Her trial on April 7th, 2025 could result in up to 7 years in prison and a $4,000 fine, which is arguably less than what she made selling these videos. But honestly, the real tragedy here isn't the legal consequences. It's the fact that some poor government official had to sit down and type out a legal document explaining, in serious legal terms, why peeing on quinoa is a crime. The internet, of course, handled this story with the level of maturity and seriousness you'd expect. Some people were horrified that she got away with it for so long. Others were questioning why anyone would pay for this kind of content. And of course, Atozi, the YouTuber covering this case, promised to travel to Keene to report on her trial in person if his video gets 50,000 likes. Because at this point, the only thing better than watching a courtroom full of professionals discuss the grocery pee girl is having a YouTuber in the audience live reacting to it. At the end of the day, this wasn't just a case of public urination. It was a criminal career. Kelly Tedford turned food contamination into a brand. And while she may soon face justice, one question remains. How many people unknowingly consumed something that had been personally blessed by the pee girl of Keene? Sleep tight.